You guys can see it, yeah? Just
Yes, sir.
state. Okay. Just the question paper, right? Just let me know which question you guys did, till which question you guys were able to do the mock. I'll continue like this. Does anybody remember the question number? No? Do you guys remember that? Is this the mock you were doing? Just let me know that first, please. And could you just speak up because I can't see your chats when I'm presenting something. Was this the mock you were doing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can just let me know which question, till which question you guys covered it, and then we'll start from
15
there.
क्वेश्चन डन हो गया सर.
15 तक हो गया था, ठीक है. Fine. Question. So
थर्ड
this is the new, and right, and the instructor earlier was just was allowing you time to read the passage, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm doing right now, I'll keep presenting it, but I'm also posting the passage in the chats, so you guys can read it from there. Is there anybody who has some? Okay, she read the passage for you guys also. Okay, third passage. I'll take it from there. I'll read it for you guys as well. Just let me know. Is there anybody who has any? Just a minute. Okay. Anyways, so it's not coming out entirely. Posted anyways. Fine, I think thoda problem ho raha hai, I'll just read it anyways. So I'll start now, if that's all right. So climate change is considered to be one of the most serious threats to sustainable development, with adverse impact on the environment, human health, food security, economic activity, natural resources, and physical infrastructure. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, which is the IPCC, the effects of climate change have already been observed, and scientific findings indicate that precautionary and prompt action is necessary. Vulnerability to climate change is not just a function of geography or dependence on natural resources. It also has social, economic, and political dimensions which influence how climate change affects different groups. So poor people rarely have insurance to cover loss of property due to natural calamities, that is drought, floods, super cyclones, etc. The poor communities are already struggling to cope with the existing challenges of poverty and climate variability, and climate change could push many beyond their ability to cope or even survive. So let me know if I'm going too fast. I'll lower my speed or something. This was already the first paragraph of the passage. Were you guys able to understand this? Just give me a yes or no on the mic, please. Just somebody.
Yes,
I'll read it again as well. Sorry, were you able to understand this?
yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So it is. I'll keep moving the thing as I read it. So it is vital that these communities are help to adapt to the changing dynamics of nature. Adaptation is a process through which societies make themselves better able to cope with an uncertain future. Adapting to climate change entails taking the right measures to reduce the negative effect of climate change or exploit the positive ones by making the appropriate adjustments and changes. These range from technological options such as increased sea defenses or flood-proof houses on stilts to behavioral changes at the individual level, such as reducing water in times of drought. Other strategies include early warning systems for extreme events, better water management, improved risk management, various insurance options, and biodiversity conservation. Because of the speed at which climate change is happening due to global temperature rise, it is urgent that the vulnerability of developing countries to climate change is reduced and their capacity to adapt is increased and national adaptation plans are implemented. Communities must build their resilience, including adopting appropriate technologies while making the most of traditional knowledge and diversifying their livelihoods to cope with current and future climate stress. Local coping strategies and knowledge needs to be used in synergy with government and local interventions. The need for adaptation intervention depends on national circumstances. There's a large body of knowledge and experience within local communities on coping with climatic variability and extreme weather events. Local communities have always aimed to adapt to variation in their climate. Local coping strategies are an important element of planning for adaptation. Traditional knowledge can help to provide efficient, appropriate, and time tested ways of advising and enabling adaptation to climate change in communities who are feeling the effects of climate change due to global warming. So, we have about, just a second, we have about 5 questions on this passage, which is from question number 16 to 20. Can you guys see question number 16 right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so would you want to attempt it right on your own once and then discuss it with me, or do you want me to just discuss it with you guys? I think attempting it once would help you a little more. How do you want to go about it?
Yes, sir.
Would you guys like to attempt it एक बार?
हाँ सर करते हैं.
हाँ, तो क्वेश्चन 16 एक बार पढ़ो और just let me know कि अच्छा, is everybody okay with Hindi, English, or we can switch to Hindi also and we can switch to English also. Whoever, if anybody is uncomfortable with the two languages I have, just please let us know and we'll try to fix it as I mean uh, as well as possible. So let's just go through question number 16 and then we'll discuss what the answer is and what you guys feel is the answer. So I think there are 13 people here right now. Just type in your answers after you're okay, both sir. After you're done, just type in your answers for question 16 in the chat box. If you can't type it, just speak up and I'll note it down for you with your name. I'll give you like, so generally what we used to do is per question, we would take only about 30 seconds, but because I've taken already so much of your time, you'll get like 45, 50 seconds for now. I'll set the timer. So starting now, just please go through the questions once. We'll wait for everyone's answer. I think 4 people have already done that. There are 14 people, I mean, excluding me, there are 13. So, okay. Everybody's giving the same answer. I'll also ask you for your logic. So please be prepared. Don't just follow the herd. I posted the question in the chat, so you won't have to necessarily follow it on the screen. So I've already given you a little more than that was required, and I believe we have 6 answers on the chat page. The other people, was the question not okay? We'll get to you later. So everybody who's answered A, can you please just let me know why? We can start with got okay, DIG Malda WP, please, if that's all right. Could you just let me know the logic behind choosing A? Why you decided to choose A? Could you please unmute yourself? Okay, I think we've lost the person. Is Milind here? Would you be comfortable with unmuting yourself? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is there anybody who can unmute themselves and has given A as the option, or can write in the chats as well, just the logic why they decided to choose A? Or even if you decided to choose it out of common sense, just write that. I just need one logic so that we can build on it. Anybody, can you just give me a reason? Okay. Hi, Weber. Yeah, sure. We'll wait for your chats wala thing. Until then, can somebody unmute or write anything? Or I'll just start off with explaining the logic also. If you guys want that, we can do that too. I'll just need a little bit of interaction. Thanks, Vaibhav, though. Fine. So all of you six people, yes, A is the correct answer. Implementation of national adaptation plans. Uh, yes, yes, true, true, Ayush. Answer is given in the passage. So, but the problem with these type of questions is that often, so you can, the way to, of course, I'm sure Ria has already explained it to you, but the way to go about these questions is that first you have to take away what you feel is not the obvious answer. So, for example, the imposition of climate change tax that hasn't been talked about in the passage, or hasn't been, I mean, made as important as the other options. Adoption of technological solutions again is also an answer, but the problem with that, yes, but the problem with that answer is that it's too generic in nature. What CLAT preparations require, what these instructors, in fact, even my apologies for mentioning that even Faizan Mustafa requires, is that a specific answer. So again, this type of an option is too generic in nature, and you should generally avoid such an option. Only go for this when you don't have any other specific option which covers the question. Again, coming to B, adaptation of short-term plans. It's true. This is also another aspect, but how the way climate change has been explained in the entire passage is the way that they have implemented something which needs a long-term process, and they've also covered that climate change in itself has been covered over multiple years. So the obvious answer that we get to is of course A, which is the implementation of national adaptation plans, and has already been mentioned in the passage as well. Again, it's possible that your CLAT will happen in an online format. So one of the few tricks that I learned as by giving examinations online in my university was using the Control F feature. So do you guys know about Control F and what you can do to make it better for your answer? Do you guys know how to use Control F? It's basically in as in it's basically in the sentence. So you basically press Control and F on your computer, and then you search for the word. So what I would suggest is the keyword for every particular option, which is, for example, in the A option, which is implementation of national adaptation plans, you just keyword search adapt or adaptation. Now this will tell you the frequency with which that particular word has been used, and it'll give you the higher possibility of using that answer in this particular question as well. But again, this is only possible for online formats, because offline will take too much time. So if it happens online, you can use this. If everybody's okay with this answer, we can move on to the people who did not answer, and then maybe we can discuss what the problem there was. So these six people, were you okay with the explanation, or do you want me to explain it a little more, or you want me to move on to the next question or something? Was everybody okay with the? Okay, okay. The other people, the other six people, I wouldn't want to name them, but you weren't able to answer this question, or was there some sort of a problem here? So, would you? What exactly was the problem? Would you mind sharing it, and we can discuss it? Like, was there a specific problem? Yes, Gautam, you're saying something. Before moving on, I would really like to address this. Like, why weren't you guys able to answer it? Or did I not give you enough time or something? Just let me know once, because then there's no point in discussing other questions if you're not able to even attempt it once. Guys, could you just somebody just unmute and just let me know why the other seven weren't able to answer? I'll wait for like 30 seconds and I'll have to move, but it'll be far better if you guys just let me know what the problem was. Uh, Otherwise, also we can move. Don't worry about it. Acha, theek hai. I think I'm pressurizing a little too much. We'll move on to the next question. Again, the 17th question here is given below. Are the factors of vulnerability for poor people to climate changes. Select the option that contains the correct answer. I'll post this in the thing also. Wait a second. Post this in the chat. Let me know of the correct answer. Please don't attempt it right now. I'll set the timer. Just give me a second. I would really appreciate if you guys right. Start now, please, and I'm giving you 50 seconds for this. Just type in or just let me know whatever way you want it. Okay. Thanks, Sanjana. Thank you, Weber. Thank you, Ayush. Okay, that's very good actually. The others, you still have about, well, you have 15 seconds to go. Now 13. It's again, CLAT is a very high pressure examination, so I'm so sorry, but this is the amount of time I can give you. I'm sorry, I already given you like a minute, so I'll stop now. Vaibhav, can you unmute yourself now? Because I see you've given the logic as well. No? Can anybody out of the people who've given their answers unmute them? There is no traditional knowledge. Yes, true, true. Very good. So I believe you already have the answer with you. So one way that, again, the way you've that's all right, Vaibhav, don't worry. So Gauri's already given me a way to segue into my answer. So Gauri, this is a very good way of approaching the question. What you've done is you've essentially eliminated what can't be a possible answer. So you've removed the option which says that uh, which essentially talks about traditional knowledge or the lack of traditional knowledge. Again, this is not covered in the passage, and I believe that geographical attributes have been covered. Dependence on natural resources has been covered in the first few lines of the passage, and financial resources again is an aspect which is present. So through elimination, what you've removed is the are the first two options, A and B, which is of course 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Why did you think that lack of financial resources? Why did you true, Ayush? Why did you think that only 3 will not be able to cover this answer? Why did you think that the C option is not enough? And is there anything that you can particularly pinpoint on why you chose 1 and 2 as well? Why do you think that D is better than C? Because often what happens is that in CLAT, they'll give you one specific answer which is prima facie in the passage, and which is prima facie in the passage, which, for example, like C, which covers the third option, which is there, financial resources have been covered, and the other options may or may not be there. So the general attitude here of students is that you should go for the ones which has the best options. But the problem with most CLAT examinations is that they want a specific answer again. True, you're correct here, but I would want you to pinpoint in every. Of course, I'm so sorry, this is an online format, but when you have it on an offline paper, just highlight whatever portion you're using to correct your answer. So for this fourth option, you can somebody just tell me why they wanted to? Can somebody just tell me which line they've used to show that there is dependence on natural resources and geographical attributes as well? Can somebody who's given the answer just let me know which line they're using, and we'll move. Who is behind Nalanda Academy? Can I know your name? Will that be all right?
Rajat, sir. Rajat.
Sorry?
Rajat.
Hi, Rajat. So can you just let me know why you decided that the first and second option should be there and why you went with D? Can you just show me the line? Like particular passage of the line or something like that?
Sir,
I'll
first
present it
passage,
again.
sir, first passage में sir, fifth line
Uh-huh. True. According to intercom. Yes, very good. Actually, that is very good. So you've pinpointed it, and if it was in an offline format, you would have just highlighted it as well. I'm actually very happy that everybody is interacting. I'll move on to the next question because we don't have a lot of time. I'm really sorry about this. We'll ensure that this doesn't happen again. So the 18th question again is, which of the following is against the idea portrayed in the passage? I'm posting it in the chats. Just let me know the answer. Don't start right now. Just give me a second. Please start now. 50 seconds with you. Just let me know the answer. Okay, Vaibhav. Thank you, Sanjana. The other people can also answer. You guys are able to read the passage along with it, right? Just a yes or no would work. Okay, Gauri. Thank you. Everyone, I would like you to stop now because it's 60 seconds already. I would like to congratulate everybody who's answered. You've answered correctly. It's very good, in fact. So all 3 questions you've done till now has been correct. It's amazing, in fact. If I would go back to my preparation days, the only answer I could, the only question I could answer correctly was like 1 out of 4. So you guys are doing amazing, by the way. Again, you've chosen the correct option, which is the process of adaptation to climate change does not take into account the factor of prevailing national circumstances. Now, if you will go to this answer, this question is actually very important because this question is connected with question 16, which covers to address the challenge of climate change, developing countries urgently require, and then four options. Again, you chose implementation or adaptation plans. Now, this is a very this is a very good. Just a second. This is a very good move that you chose to that these three, four, five, one, two, three, four, five. These five people chose to chose the same answer for these two particular questions again, because the first one you chosen was the implementation of national adaptation plans, and here you've chosen the process of adaptation to climate change does not take into account the factor of prevailing national circumstances. This again, these two answers could either be correct or both of them could be wrong. So this, of course, has been correct, and one way of I'm sorry, I'm getting messages right now. So one way of one good way of ensuring that your answers come out correctly or you take less time for your one particular answer is if you're very confident about question number 60, you could just easily give your answer based on that question for question number 18 as well. So this will save your time and of course get you a correct answer too. And here you've obviously been correct. If anybody wants me to discuss the logic behind this, even though it's very straightforward, I'll do that. Or will it be okay if we move on to the 19th question? Just let me know if you want, just like a one yes or no would be very easy, because right now I'm just talking to blocks and it's a little difficult right now. I understand how the teachers go through, how the teachers are right now. Okay, Kabir, thank you. We'll move to the, also you don't have to call me Shri, I'm 19, so just please call me sir. I'm 19, just please call me Shri. So it's SRI, and I'll be fine with that. Anyways, moving to question 19. It's about the traditional knowledge should be used through, and I'll just post it. I'll give you the timer and answer it, please. So it started now. Please just put your answers in the chats. Sanjay, really very fast, man. Take a little bit of more time, please. Okay, Anurag, Kabir. Yes, Weber is giving the logic as well. It's amazing that he's doing that in such little time. It's amazing, Weber. Anybody else would like to answer? You still have about 25 seconds. What these guys can do is go back and check their answers if you want. Okay. Nobody else is answering. It's a little, so you guys just give an answer. You don't have to be correct. The others just put in whatever you want. Okay. S. Okay. Ayush, you would want to put. Okay. Fine. Thank you. Now, so we have five B's and one A, and nobody has reconsidered their answer. Now, Ayush, could you please tell me why you chose the improvement in national circumstances? Would you just type in a line or just something, because then we can discuss it? Why? Yeah, tell me. That's okay. Nobody really knows until unless I tell you what the correct answer is. Nobody knows, right? So, but let me just know why you would want to type A. Why you typed A? Why you chose option A? Was it because 16 and 18 covered improvement in national circumstances or adoption of national improvement schemes and all that? Is that why you chose this option as well? Because it covered national circumstances, that's why you wanted to go with this option? I think that's a logical flow here because I was talking about this in the last question as well. Okay, Ayush, right. But the problem again, and I pointed out in the last question also, is that you can't follow through with this logic in all questions. So to you, I mean, I commend you on this, on trying to answer this question. And I'm very happy that somebody has actually given a wrong answer as well, because that gives me an opportunity to explain. And thank you. It's A is not correct. I'm sorry, Ayush, but I believe that you have been the most helpful in the entire class. Right now, B of course is the correct line, and Weber has given the logic as well about the eighth line. So Weber, would you want to tell me a little bit about why you chose the eighth line? I mean, what do you think is covered in the eighth line? Weber? Okay, sorry, your mic doesn't work here. So if you want to type, you can type, but B is the correct answer. And of course, synergy between government and local interventions was what traditional knowledge was covering in this particular option. And if you go to the end of the paragraph, also you'll get an idea about it. Traditional knowledge can help to provide efficient, appropriate, time-tested ways of advising and enabling adaptation to climate change. um, right, who are feeling the effects of climate change. And of course, eighth line is the correct answer. Wherever again, exemplary. I'm very impressed. Moving on. Because of shortage of time, I can't spend too much time here. If anybody has any questions, please just type it in the chat box. Was I able to explain why this answer is correct and why the approach Ayush followed was incorrect? Just put a yes or no, and we'll move on. Or if you have a question, just ask me that also. Okay, Kabir. Anybody else? Does anybody have any questions? I'll be very happy to answer them. All right, whatever. Moving to the 20th question. This is again less what you have to, don't go with what you know about the meaning here. Okay, about resilience originally. Just let me know what you think is the meaning here in the passage. So I'll open the passage for you. Okay, Sanjana, Kabir, you guys are incredibly fast. Milin also, Gauri. Okay, Vaibhav, Anurag, Ayush, everybody's, that's amazing. Just keep giving answers, whatever you feel is correct. Please don't follow the herd, because often it's, at least I'll tell you, in university, often the herd is wrong. So just follow whatever answer you feel is correct. Okay, so time's up. Sorry. We'll have to, C is indeed the correct answer. Can somebody tell me why they decided to choose C? Just write, type in anything, and why this, even though the traditional meaning of resilience is more inclined towards toughness and towards, well, and against, of course, I can see why you would eliminate B and D, which talk about fragility and vulnerability, which is of in many ways an antonym of resilience. Toughness would seem an appropriate answer prima facie. So why did you guys choose to go away from it? Can somebody just type in why they chose toughness should not be the given answer? I'll really appreciate a little bit of interaction. Can you just let me know why you decided not to go with A? I'll go with my logic after that. Um, Gauri, would you like to tell me, or Sanjana? Sound. Okay. What do you mean by sound exactly? Wait, you. Okay. Yes, Anurag, that's the correct answer. Ayush, that is not the correct approach. So why would you feel that if the tone of a particular word is the same, then the meaning would be the same as well? Oh, do you mean the sound in this particular passage, or do you mean the sound in how the tone in this particular passage, or how the tone of these two words is generally? Do you mean the tone in this passage? Because I think Anurag is talking about the same thing. Is that what you mean by tone? Tone in this passage? Ayush, could you let me know if tone in this passage or okay, maybe in this passage, or like generally? Because if you're saying in this passage, then you're correct. But if you're saying generally, then you're very wrong. And we need to discuss that. Okay, pass. So that is correct, in fact. But don't go with this approach of tone. The approach that Anurag has copped here, a very good word to use would be copped, is that this passage tells us about government and locals will coordinate. So it does talk about flexibility. The tone again is of resilience here does cover flexibility, and of course it doesn't cover toughness entirely throughout the passage. So the lesson we can learn from here is that even though the word would have a closeness towards toughness, resilience, of course, if you know the meaning of resilience is of course making it through tough times is one example. For example, how you guys are studying right now in the middle of a, well, global and now an extremely exemplified countrywide pandemic, still trying to make it through with CLAT is resilience if on all matters and forms. And that is a general understanding of resilience. However, this is not covered in this passage. The idea covered here is closer to flexibility, and why that is the correct answer. Again, I would like to congratulate more than five people of six people who, oh wait, fuck, seven people who given the correct answer. Very good. We'll move on to the next question. If you have if you have any other doubts or anything like that, I'll be happy to answer it. Again, can you guys see the passage now? We moved on to a new passage, the Marie Curie one. You can, right? Okay, so I'll start reading it. So Marie Curie was one of the most accomplished scientists in history. She is, of course, together with her husband Pierre, she discovered radium, an element widely used for treating cancer, and studied uranium and other radioactive substances. Pierre and Marie's amicable collaboration later helped to unlock the secrets of the atom. Marie was born in 1867 in Warsaw, Poland, where her father was a professor of physics. At an early age, she displayed a brilliant mind and a bleak personality. Her great exuberance for learning prompted her to continue with her studies after high school. She became disgruntled, however, when she learned that the university in Warsaw was closed to women. Determined to receive a higher education, she defiantly left Poland and in 1891 entered the Sorbonne, a French university, where she earned a master's degree and doctorate in physics. Marie was fortunate to have studied at the Sorbonne with some of the greatest scientists of her day, one of whom was Pierre Curie. Marie and Pierre were married in 1895 and spent many productive years working together in the physics laboratory. A short time after they discovered radium, Pierre was killed by a horse-drawn wagon in 1906. Very unfortunate. Marie was stunned by this horrible misfortune and endured heartbreaking anguish. Despondently, she recalled their close relationship and the joy that they had shared in scientific research. The fact that she had two young daughters to raise by herself greatly increased her distress. Curie's feeling of desolation finally began to fade when she was asked to succeed her husband as a physics professor at the Sorbonne. This was again at the French university. She was the first woman to be given a professorship at the world famous university. In 1911, she received the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for isolating radium. Although Marie Curie eventually suffered a fatal illness from a long exposure to radium, she never became disillusioned about her work. Regardless of the consequences, she had dedicated herself to science and to revealing the mysteries of the physical world. Again, were you guys able to understand the passage? Can we move on to the questions? Just simple yes. Okay. Gautam, so about Hindi to the passage, understanding, so I'm not sure. So, Gautam, what particular is the entire passage, or would you want me to explain a particular line or something? Wait, I'll just do the entire passage. It's a very small passage. So, it's this ये passage मैरी क्यूरी के बारे में बात कर रहा है, जो कि हिस्ट्री की सबसे वन ऑफ द मोस्ट अकॉम्प्लिश्ड साइंटिस्ट है. उनके पति के साथ उन्होंने डिस्कवर किया था रेडियम. एक एलिमेंट है रेडियम, जैसे तुम्हारे पीरियोडिक टेबल में एलिमेंट होगा. उन्होंने ये डिस्कवर किया था, इस रेडियम को यूज किया जाता है कैंसर को ट्रीट करने के लिए. अगेन ये बहुत बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है, उस इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है. उन्होंने अपने पति के साथ यूरेनियम और रेडियो एक्टिव सब्सटेंसेस की पढ़ाई की थी, और उन दोनों की दोस्ती और शादी की वजह से बहुत सारे साइंटिफिक सीक्रेट्स, एटम एक और एलिमेंट है जो कि पीरियोडिक टेबल पे, उसके सीक्रेट्स काफी सारे बाहर आए. मैरी वॉर्सो एक कैपिटल है पोलैंड की, वहां पे पैदा हुई थी 1867 में. उनके पिताजी भी एक फिजिक्स के टीचर थे या मास्टर थे यूनिवर्सिटी में. बहुत शुरुआत से ही, बहुत कम उम्र में ही वो एक बहुत ही सटीक दिमाग और बहुत ही ओपन पर्सनालिटी दिखा रही थी. उनका एक तरह का अप्रोच था लर्निंग की तरफ. वो चाहती थी कि वो जितना पढ़ सके और पढ़ाई कर सके करे. इनको ये पता चला कि उनके शहर में, वॉर्सो में, जो यूनिवर्सिटी है, या जो जैसे कि जिस तरह की पढ़ाई तुम लोग कर रहे हो यूनिवर्सिटी में घुसने के लिए, वो औरतों के लिए बंद है, वहाँ औरत नहीं आ सकते. तो उन्होंने फिर सोचा कि 1891 में वो फ्रांस जाए, जो कि एक नेबरिंग कंट्री है पोलैंड की यूरोप में. 1891 में, और एक सोबोर्न नाम की यूनिवर्सिटी है वहाँ पे, वहाँ एंटर की और वहाँ उन्होंने मास्टर्स डिग्री ली फिजिक्स में. अगेन उनके पिताजी भी फिजिक्स के ही प्रोफेसर थे. उनको लगा कि वो काफी लकी है कि उनको यहाँ पढ़ाई करने की मौका मिल रहा है, और इस पढ़ाई की वजह से ही वो दुनिया की वन ऑफ द ग्रेटेस्ट प्रोफेसर्स बन पाए इन टाइम. मैरी और पियरे की शादी हुई 1895 में, और उन लोगों ने बहुत सारा काम साथ में किया, बहुत सारा प्रोडक्टिव काम साथ में किया. उन्होंने रेडियम भी डिस्कवर किया अपनी शादी के थोड़े टाइम बाद. अनफॉर्चुनेटली पियरे की एक एक्सीडेंट में मौत हो गई, हॉर्स ड्रॉन कैरेज के थ्रू. तो एक घोड़े वाली काठी नहीं होती है, वो पियरे से टकराई और पियरे की मौत हो गई. मैरी को बहुत दुख हुआ इस अनफॉर्चुनेट इंसिडेंट से, और उनकी दो छोटी बेटियां भी थी. उनको वो खुद उनको बड़ा करना पड़ा, वो क्योंकि उनकी उनके पति की मौत बहुत ही यंग उम्र पे हो गई। 10 साल में उनकी शादी हुई थी, 1895 में शादी हुई, 1906 में उनकी मौत हो गई। क्यूरी की डेसोलेशन वाली फीलिंग कम थोड़ी कम हुई, उनका दुख थोड़ा कम हुआ जब उनको एक मास्टर जी का पोजीशन दिया गया सोबॉर्न में, सोबॉर्न यूनिवर्सिटी जहां उन्होंने खुद पढ़ाई की थी। वो पहली औरत बनी जिनको प्रोफेसरशिप दिया गया इस यूनिवर्सिटी में, जिनको पढ़ाने का मौका दिया इस यूनिवर्सिटी में। 1911 में उनके हस्बैंड की मौत के 5 साल बाद उनको नोबेल प्राइज केमिस्ट्री में भी दिया गया, इवन दो उनकी पढ़ाई फिजिक्स में थी। उन्होंने रेडियम डिस्कवर किया था अपने हस्बैंड के साथ, इसीलिए उनको 1911 में नोबेल प्राइज दिया गया। और वो एक उनको, लेकिन जब वो रेडियम डिस्कवर कर रही थी उनका काफी सारा इंटरेक्शन हुआ उस एलिमेंट के साथ, और वो उसकी वजह से उनको एक डिजीज हुई। उनकी मौत इसी कारण हुई कि वो जितना टाइम उन्होंने रेडियम के साथ स्पेंड किया। एनीवेज, उनका कंट्रीब्यूशन टू साइंटिफिक वर्ल्ड बहुत बहुत ही ग्रेट माना जाता है, एंड दिस इज हाउ द मैसेज एंड्स. So if I was able to explain it to you correctly, Gautam, or do you want me to explain a particular line again? I'm sorry if that was not a good answer. Gautam, should we move on to the answers, or would you want me to explain it again? Gautam, just put a yes or no. I'm sorry. Thank you, Gautam. I'm sorry if I'm not able to explain it correctly. Just let me know if something was wrong, and I'll be very happy to do it again. Again, so the 21st question is the Curie's collaboration helped to unlock which atom? Which unlock the secrets of the atom? And I'm putting the question here. You guys have 50 seconds. Let me know what you think is the answer. Start now. And please, everybody try to answer. I hope you guys will. It's a very, very easy question. Yes, thank you. There are a lot of answers there. Yes, Weber, very good. You've given the logic as well. I'm very happy with you. I have about, well, close to 9 or 10 answers. Can somebody, like, I think one or two people are left. Would you just want to give your answer? Okay, your time's up. Is there somebody who can unmute themselves? I'll be very happy if one person can unmute themselves, because then it'll be very easy for me to discuss. Will that be possible? Even if it's not, just type in no, and I'll move on. Okay, nobody's saying anything. Fine, this reminds you of my class. Anyways, so yes, A is the correct answer. Again, a very good idea to go about with this question is, of course, removing the first obvious non-answers. So the first obvious non-answer is chemistry, because their collaboration was in physics, as I explained earlier. Even though the Nobel Prize that she was given was in chemistry, because she discovered an element called radium on the periodic table. However, it was given that the collaboration between her and Pierre was in physics, so that E doesn't work. Again, the courteous collaboration, they have mentioned amicable in the passage. And the meaning of courteous, if I will go directly by what that means, uh, the proper meaning of courteous is polite and polite and friendly. Not friendly exactly, polite and, well, a little more to be around with. Something like, for example, the relationship that I and my professors share is a courteous relationship, where I'm polite to him and I listen to his boring lectures like you are listening to me right now for the past half an hour, and I'm polite about it. I don't say that, "अरे क्या कर रहा है बकवास, just बंद कर, अब हो गया बहुत ज्यादा." अगर तुम्हें लग रहा है बंद करना चाहिए तो कर देंगे, क्योंकि मैं प्रोफेसर नहीं हूँ. But that is a courteous relationship. That would work here, because again, there are husband and wife, and if there's a courteous relationship between them, then that would obviously not work. It won't lead to what this is. Again, amicable does not mean polite. Amicable also doesn't mean competitive. So if you guys would know, obviously, the idea of competitive is oppositional. It is also ambitious, but competitive more is about imposing people. Now, this was a collaboration. So these two words, competitive and collaboration, by themselves are antonyms in nature, and this answer would also not work. So what we have done here is we eliminated three options, which is competitive, courteous, and chemistry. chemistry for obvious reasons, competitive for obvious reasons as well, and courteous because such a relationship cannot exist in the scientific field between two such closely interlinked individuals. Now, the two options that we have are friendly and industrious. So, the industrious collaboration does fit here, of course, true. But the word used again is amicable, and amicable is very, very different from industrious. Industrious means, as you guys know, hardworking or determined. Again, the two were hardworking. The passage does cover this idea, but this particular sentence talks about an amicable relation, about friendliness between these two individuals. That is why the answer A would be correct in this situation. Ayush, what do you mean by shabby? Yes, Kabir, that's amazing. Though, so that is a good. Yes, Ayush, true. Kabir, that's a very good logic, but I would say uh, wow, if you know the Italian origins of words, then that's amazing. You guys have to remember this, but because it's passage based now, then I would say don't put too emphasis on this. But again, very impressive, Kabir. I think everybody understands this pretty easy question. We'll move on to the next one. Just let me know if you have any other doubts. Again, this is question number 22. I'm giving you now to start with it. Please give me an answer as quickly as possible. Wow, everybody's ready with their answers, man. It's amazing. Okay, Sanjana, Ayush, Gauri, Kabir, Anurag. Somebody is. Okay, I'll give you like 10 seconds more. Somebody can you guys give your answers as well? Bleat is a complicated word. Gauri, true. So that would be A, right? Now, so can somebody let me know which word are we replacing here? True. Now, why would you say that Bleat would mean so? Mary had a light-hearted personality or not is not the question here. The question here is why would you replace Bleat with light-hearted or not? You guys know what Bleat means? Can somebody let me know the meaning? Uh, Kabir, would you like to know? Tell me the Latin origin of this word, please. Don't Google it because I'll know. Uh, Not entirely careless. We'll discuss that. Okay, Kabir. That's all right. I was just kidding. Nobody can obviously know Latin origins. That's amazing that you know the earlier one, though. Anurag, I'll build on your answer. Yes. अरे bro, I am also नाम क्या बोल रहा है वो you don't need Latin origins. Very good. The first one was very good. Anurag, I'll build on what you answered. Careless, yes, it does does mean carelessness, but not entirely. So I'll give you what a better synonym of bleath would be. Bleath essentially means cheerful carelessness. So the person is does care about that particular idea, but chooses to be indifferent about it. Chooses to be cheerfully indifferent about it. Yes, Gauri, that is a better answer. Improper, or maybe jolly, or maybe merry, or let me just check. It'll be blissfully indifferent. Something that this would better work to this answer. Now, bleath means more about blissful indifference or cheery caution, lack of cheerlessly cautionless. One second, my typing speed is very slow. So blissfully indifferent or cheerlessly cautionless. You guys were correct with your answers. Light-hearted, true. Bright-minded, humorous, so it wasn't covered at all. Strange would be very wrong to say because this. But so one idea again with C and D for elimination here is that this passage talks about Marie Curie and her husband in a very appreciative manner. And this is why going with a strange personality would be very wrong and would be against the tone, again, which was mentioned by somebody in the earlier answers, against the tone of the particular passage. So you're correct when you say that. It's not option C. Envious again is not the correct answer, because if you will go to the earlier question, we dealt competitive here. The Curie's competitive collaboration was the incorrect answer, as you would understand, and because obviously in the question paper you wouldn't be able to understand whether competitive was correct or incorrect. But however, if you went with your gut here, you were correct, and envious personality would not fit her. Humorous again is not mentioned whether they had a funny relationship or not. They had a collaborative one, I'm sure, but not a funny one, or it's not covered. So lighthearted, yes, is the correct answer. Even if you were not able to know the meaning of breathe, you could have done this by the elimination method that I'm trying to put here. Do you guys have any questions? Should we move on to the next question? Sorry, do you guys have any doubts? Should we move on to the next question? Move on. Okay, Kabir. Like you, man. You go. So I'm giving you 50 seconds. Please give your answers. Anurag, bro, you're too fast, man. Kabir, yeah, you too, bro. Very fast. Very good, though. I'm getting different answers in this one. This will be very fun. Yes, please give your answers. I'll wait for a few more seconds because this one I'm getting different answers, and I'm very happy with that. Does anybody want to answer? This is a tricky one, so I'll be happy with whatever you answer as long as you answer it. Okay, I believe a lot of people have already answered, and Anurag, I would, so given whatever your answer might be, I would tell you to take a little bit more time to understand what the question is before answering again. But this is very good. Thank you so much for answering. Before I give you guys the answer, again, true. B is the correct answer here, and C is not. The emphasis again here is on how she felt, whether she felt annoyed, or if she felt depressed. So, guys who answered C, can you tell me why you? Yes, got it. Yes, thank you. Please tell me why you chose C, and we'll talk about it. Can you come on the mic? It's very easy that way, if possible, or type it out also, whatever you would want. Just let me know why you chose C. I'll wait. Gauri, we're still waiting. If anybody else can explain why they chose C. It's okay. We're only discussing here. Just yeah, okay. No, annoyed is sure is correct, but why did you choose C? We should discuss that, no? Why? I know it's not correct, but you can't get all answers, bro. Out of I don't remember exactly how many questions I got incorrect in my earlier marks, but I used to score. Yeah, B seems like the right option. Yes, yes, Weber, very good. And that is the correct answer for B. However, the people who've chosen C, can you tell me the logic behind it? Because we need to get at the root of the problem. Yes, Sanjana. But can just somebody who's chosen C just let me know why they chose C? Because then we can understand the problem. Did you not understand what disgruntled means? Was that the problem? Just yes or no will work. Because I think, yes. Gauri, why did you think she felt depressed? Like, can you give me an answer? Like, why? Why at the time she was because of her. Right, Ayush. No, here you're wrong. So if you'll read the passage correctly, and I'm sorry if I didn't read it correctly, the husband's death comes in the passage subsequent to the one where she gets rejected from. Sorry, where she's not given admission to Warsaw. So right now she had met her husband. Yes, yes, Ayush. So that logic will not work because her husband died after she had completed a master's degree from Sorbonne in France, and that was even after she was not allowed admission to right Warsaw. So that will not work. Yes, Kabir. The first thought was both words start with no. Kabir, that is not the correct approach. I'm sorry, but this is not what you should be following because, for example, this one, let's go back to this answer. We are replacing bleath here, right? And we replaced it with lighthearted. Do bleath and lighthearted start with the same letter? Can we do they start with the same letter? Yeah, but like don't go with this logic of the same letter because यार वो तो फिर बहुत खराब लॉजिक हो जाएगा ना तेरा कोई भी आंसर हो सकता है सेम लेटर पे एंड दिस लॉजिक विल नॉट वर्क though your answer is correct you did go with annoyed but go with the meaning of it and Ayush next time just read it once more and ensure that the logic you're following is correct. She was depressed indeed but after her husband's death and not after she was not allowed admission to the Warsaw University. Anyways, moving on to the 24th question. I'm sorry I'm taking a lot of time but we'll get to the 30th question for sure today. uh, Marry by leaving Poland. Right, Ayush. Now answer this question for me quickly, please. Sorry, I think I put in 25th question also. Just ignore that. Just give me the option for the 24th. Guys, we have little time here. Okay, Kabir. I hope you're not following the same letter logic because that is wrong. I'll ask for your logic here. The others, please give your answers. Thanks, Kabir. Okay, Anurag. B. Vaibhav has given A. Uh, is there anybody else who would like to? Sanjana, okay. I'll wait for a little more because it's again a longer question, but you guys should be working on your time consumption as well. Anybody? Okay. True. Kabir, do you know this already or you're Googling it? Because you're giving spot on answers, man. Like giving spot on meanings. You're not Googling it, na? Promise kar? Very good. Nice. Okay. Gauri is given A. Okay. Anybody else? No? We'll move then. So, okay. Very good, Gauri, Sanjana, Vaibhav, and Kabir. A is the correct answer. Challenges authority by leaving Poland. Why do you think that she challenges authority here? In what way do you think Mary chose to challenge authority by leaving Poland? What exactly, what kind of authority did she challenge her? What do you think was wrong with? She is a woman, very good. But what authority did she challenge? What do you think was wrong with Poland in the Poland University, as in the Warsaw University? Something close to this banning of women in Sabrimala also? Yes, Weber was spot on. The right word to use for this would be patriarchy. So, Poland University or the Warsaw University followed a very patriarchal notion where women were not allowed to educate themselves. And that's why Mary chose to leave that particular place and move on towards France, which had a more open system and allowed women to learn. In this manner, she challenged authority here. And that's a very, very good answer, everyone. But, and I think Weber and Kabir are spot on with their logic. Even though you could think of these words and understand it, patriarchy is one thing that you should. So the country we live in is incredibly patriarchal in its ideas, and this is something that you guys should keep with yourselves. It'll help you in the future as well. Anyways, I believe Anurag gave B showed intelligence. Now, Anurag, why do you think that Mary, by leaving Poland, showed intelligence? Would you like to answer that? Don't tell me that A is the correct answer. Just let me know what your thought was behind B, behind answering B, because it is a very close answer. I'll give you the point. If I was checking examination sheets, I would have given correct, like full marks for A and B both. Actually, I would have given full marks to everyone, but A and B में थोड़ा extra brownie भी दे देता. तो बताना, why did you choose B? Anurag, would you want to tell me? If not, just say no also. Don't feel embarrassed or anything like that. If you don't want to say no, we'll move on. I'll wait for like, okay. Yes, she was indeed annoyed with patriarchal behavior, but that doesn't show intelligence, does it? Like, why? How did you move on towards intelligence? And you knew patriarchy, so that's actually you could have used that to answer A. Now, how I would like you to approach this question is by thinking of the root causes. So the first idea that you have to identify is, why did she choose to leave Poland? And the answer is in the passage as well. She chose to leave Poland because she did not have an opportunity to study there. Now, if she chooses to leave a place because she doesn't have the opportunity to study there, that doesn't necessarily show intelligence. That's common sense, right? What it does show is strength, defiance, and the ability to challenge authority. That is why A would be the correct answer. If that gives you the proper logic, okay, okay, that's all right. That's all right, Anurag. If that gives you the proper logic, and move on to the next question. If you guys want me to answer any other doubts, I'll be very happy to do that also. Anyways, moving on to the 25th. You guys are okay with the explanation, right? So here's the 25th question. Give me an answer as quickly as possible. This is very easy. कबीर यार तू बहुत फास्ट है यार, गलत बात है ये. बाकियों को भी आंसर दे, टाइम दे. इतना फास्ट लेकिन सही नहीं हमेशा. सो नहीं, दैट डजंट मीन वो सही है. तुम सोच के आंसर दो. बस वो बहुत फास्ट है, वैसे बहुत सही किया भी उसने पहले, बट या अरे अभी बताया नहीं सही है कि नहीं. बस इतना तेज मत दे यार, थोड़ा रुक जा. बाकी लोग भी दो, बाकी लोगों को भी टाइम दे. वेरी गुड दो. Yeah, Anurag's right. Anybody else? Any other answers? Please यार, बस ये चार आंसर सही नहीं है भाई. 12 लोग हैं यार. Somebody else, people have left the classroom also. I'm sorry if I'm boring you, but like, give your answers, please, please. Very long if you guys don't. I need two more answers, man. Somebody just put in your options, whatever you think is correct. Yeah, thank you, Kabir. Thank you so much. That's correct, but take a little bit more time just to understand the question. Because I just put it in, that would be a little bad. Anybody else? Any other answers? थोड़ा कुछ तो और दो यार, ये गलत है. ऐसे चार सिर्फ ऑप्शन सही नहीं है. थोड़ा सा और इंटरेक्शन दे दो. दो और कोई लोग दे दो बस, जो भी तुम्हें लगता है आंसर हो. सी नहीं भी लगता है, लेट मी गिव यू हिंट. सी भी नहीं भी लगता है तो तुम्हें देना चाहिए. हाँ आयुष, वेरी गुड. Weber, very good. You've given two more options. Fine, we'll move on to the answer now. So 6 people have given their answers, and Weber, you are the only one who's correct. Thank you so much. True. Pehले we move on to that. Can somebody tell me what word we're trying to replace here? You guys were able to understand that, right? What word are we replacing here? अरे ये ब्लैंक नहीं, ब्लैंक में वर्ड होता है तो कौन सा वर्ड होता है यहाँ? Yes, Weber, yes, despondently. Now, everybody who answered C, why did you think that it would go tearfully? Again, I've been mentioning this throughout the answers. You would want to go for something specific, but not as something which covers only one aspect of that emotion. So tearfully का क्या मतलब होता है? आंखों में आंसू तो होने चाहिए ना, उसके बिना तो आंसर नहीं हो सकता. फक मेरी बैटरी का. You need tears in your eyes for this particular answer. Now, despondently covers tearfully in a proper manner as well, but tearfully does not cover despondently. Tearfully talks about a crying situation where people are very sad, where people are to this brink of actually losing tears. But dejectedly covers a different situation. And tearfully would mean that she was so overcome by emotions that she couldn't control her tears. But dejectedly would be a better answer in this situation, which covers despondently again means my apologies. अगेन रिस्पॉन्डेंटली का सिनोनिम भी होता है डिजेक्टेडली, तो वो सही आंसर होगा. लेकिन अगर तुझे मीनिंग पे फोकस करना है तो सैडली, डिस्पेयर, डिप्रेशन के साथ उन्होंने ये सोचा कि what would have happened to my husband if we were together, and through a state of emotion. So tearfully would not be the correct answer here. Was I able to explain it? Yes, Kabir. Thank you so much. If everybody else is happy with it, we'll move on. I'm sorry, अब थोड़ा सा जल्दी करूंगा मैं. ये पैसेज खत्म करते हैं क्योंकि फिर मुझे फीडबैक भी लेना है और तुम्हारा बहुत टाइम ले लिया मैंने. I think we were already late. So I'm really sorry about this. Agli baar se we'll make sure that doesn't happen. Ayush, you didn't understand that. Do you want me to explain it? Wait, you guys don't answer this question right now. Ayush, do you want me to explain something? Okay. So please answer this question. I'll give you 50 seconds more. We are running a little short on time, so just let me know. And I would want maximum participation, please. Okay, just one more thing. I don't know how old you guys are. चलो end में पता करेंगे. Can you give me the answer to the 26th question? You guys can see the question, right? Post it again. Okay, Weber gives an answer, which is wretchedness. More people, please. I know it's a little tough. The last ones are always tough, but guys, only one more question after this, and I'll end it. End this freaking boring session. So just everybody, please answer this. Please answer these last two questions, whatever you think would be the answer. True, Kabir, you're following the elimination process. Very good. Gautam has given an answer as well. Just everybody give whatever you think might be the answer. Might be the answer. Anurag has given an answer. Very good. Weber, yeah, everybody is guessing, but guessing is not the proper way. We'll discuss about it later. Kabir, what do you think is the answer? Gari, that's okay. Don't worry. Any other people? Other people, if you're not able to answer it, although it is right, I'm not able to answer. Because I want proper interaction towards the end questions, man. It's like I'm ending it in 4 minutes more. Just let's do it. Others, do you know what we would want to put in here? CLAT में तुम्हारे पास ऑप्शन नहीं होगा यार, कुछ ना कुछ तो लिखना ही होगा. वैसे सोच के लिखना, नेगेटिव मार्क्स भी होता है. Okay, Kabir has given an answer. Very good. Anurag has also given an answer. Very good. You know the French terminology as well, Kabir. Very nice. Man, your understanding of languages is crazy. Okay, I'm sorry we're running out of time, but thank you everyone, whoever participated. That's all right, Ayush. Don't worry about it. So yes, C, wretchedness is the correct answer. Very good. Everybody was able to answer it. Gautam, you went with A. Would you want me to tell me why you decided misfortune would be the right answer? हाँ 7:30 तक होता है, लेकिन थोड़ा रैप अप करने में टाइम लगता है ना, तो 5 मिनट तो एंड में देना चाहता हूँ गाड़ी. Yes, I'll explain it to you. So again, we'll go by the method of elimination. So the one thing that the one thing that you guys would notice is option E, which covers ambition, will not fit here in any manner. Yes, which talks about ambition. Do you guys agree that her ambition began to fade when she returned to Sorbonne to succeed her husband? No, that won't fit. So we eliminated E already here, because her ambition was actually fueled when she was given the professorship after her husband. That can be removed properly. Her misfortune began. So misfortune is not something that can begin to fade from that particular individual. Misfortune, what means, is something which is societal in nature. तो जैसे कि तेरा लक खराब है, या फिर जिस तरह भी बहुत सारे बिजनेसेस का पैसा आना बंद हो गया क्योंकि कोविड चल रहा है, तो उनका मिसफॉर्च्यून है ये कि कोविड चल रहा है अभी और उनके पास प्रॉफिट नहीं आ रहा है. वो इसके बारे में कुछ नहीं कर, वो कोविड के बारे में कुछ नहीं कर सकते ना. वो तो नहीं कह सकते कि हम वैक्सीन बना देंगे, इवन दो उनका बिजनेस नाश्ता बनाने का है. तो ये तो पॉसिबल नहीं है. इसीलिए मिसफॉर्च्यून कांट फिट हियर, बिकॉज यहाँ पे जो इंस्टेंस हम कवर करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं वो इंडिविजुअल है इन दिस नेचर. अगेन मिसफॉर्च्यून हट गया, एम्बिशन हट गया. पूरे पैसेज में एंगर की बात नहीं हुई है. इवन दो हस्बैंड डाइड इन एन एक्सीडेंट, पूरे पैसेज में कहीं भी एंगर मेंशन नहीं किया गया है. In that particular idea, she was very angry that her husband died. She was very angry that she'll have to bring up her 2 children alone. She was very sad, desolate, and disappointed. If you will cover from the other answers also. Again, यहाँ पे जो option बहुत मुश्किल होता वो होता है disappointment और wretchedness के बीच का difference. Now again, why I say that wretchedness is the correct answer is because यहाँ पे feeling of desolation को हम replace कर रहे हैं पैसेज में जिस तरह डिस्क्राइब किया गया है, और क्लोजेस्ट सिनोनिम उसके लिए होगा wretchedness. मिसफॉर्च्यून, इल फेट तो बिल्कुल क्लोज भी नहीं है. एंगर सेपरेट इमोशन है और डिसअपॉइंटमेंट ऑल्सो डेसोलेशन से बहुत डिफरेंट होता है, क्योंकि डेसोलेशन काफी हद तक सोसाइटल होता है इन इट्स नेचर, एंड डिसअपॉइंटमेंट बहुत इंडिविजुअल, तो वो अगेन वर्क नहीं करेगा, एंड रेचेडनेस इज व्हाई रेचेडनेस इज द करेक्ट आंसर. Do you guys want me to explain it more, or do you think this is all right? Do you guys get why I'm saying C is the correct answer? Ayush, were you able to understand that? Do you want me to explain, because मैं बहुत जल्दी गया हूँ, मुझे पता है, मैं फिर से भी कर दूंगा. Thank you, Kabir. Ayush, can you let me know if I was able to answer it properly? You don't understand it? नहीं नहीं समझा, फिर से करूँ? अच्छा ठीक है, सॉरी. तो देख, एलिमिनेशन वाला प्रोसेस हम फॉलो कर रहे हैं, सही है. एम्बिशन यहाँ फिट नहीं करेगा. तुझे समझ आ रहा है एम्बिशन क्यों नहीं फिट करेगा? क्योंकि वो क्योंकि जब उसको उसको जब जॉब मिली यहाँ पे, तो उसका एम्बिशन फ्यूल ही होगा ना, क्योंकि उसके लिए कुछ अच्छा हुआ यहाँ पे, उसको नई नौकरी मिली, उसको चांस मिला कि वो प्रोफेसरशिप फॉलो करे, तो एम्बिशन फिट बिल्कुल नहीं होगा. मिसफॉर्च्यून अगेन, मिसफॉर्च्यून एक ऐसी चीज है जो सोसाइटल होता है इन दिस नेचर. जैसे तेरे को एग्जांपल दिया मैंने कि लोग जैसे जो नाश्ता बना रहे हैं, उनको अगर कोविड की वजह से उनका बिजनेस कम हो रहा है, तो उनका मिसफॉर्च्यून है ये. यहाँ पे जैसे हुआ, वो उनके उसके उसको एक नया नौकरी मिली यहाँ पे, तो उसकी मिसफॉर्च्यून बिगिन टू फेड का सिचुएशन नहीं आ सकता, क्योंकि नौकरी जिस तरह दी गई है वो इंडिविजुअल है, उसको काम मिला है यहाँ पे, और उसकी जो फीलिंग थी अभी तक, जिस तरह अभी फीलिंग चल रही थी हस्बैंड की डेथ की वजह से, वो मिसफॉर्च्यून नहीं थी, वो सैडनेस था, रेचेडनेस था, फीलिंग ऑफ डेसोलेशन था, which is closer to wretchedness. And that is why, okay, fine. Ayush, you got it now. I'm sorry if I'm taking too much time. We'll move on to the last question, which is 27. And there we go. Uh, just give me an answer for this. Okay, Anurag. Disappointed very fast. Everybody else, please give their answers. बस अब खत्म कर रहे हैं यार, फाइनल क्वेश्चन है, सब लोग दे दो आंसर. E/A ये ऑप्शन नहीं है कबीर, एक दे. ऐसे थोड़ी चलता है यार, क्लाट में 2 ऑप्शन दे के आ जाएगा. ओके वैभव, थैंक यू संजना. कबीर एक आंसर दे. ठीक है, ई दे दिया, वेरी गुड. बाकी लोग नहीं. आयुष, ये कबीर वाला फिलोसफी मत फॉलो करो, एक ही आंसर देना है, एंड में बता कौन सा देगा तू, ई या सी. ओके, सी. आयुष गोज विद सी, गौतम गोज विद ई. एनीबडी एल्स प्लीज यार, फाइनल है, दे दो आंसर ना, खत्म करते हैं. इसके बाद मैं भी बस फीडबैक मांगूंगा, कुछ जो भी चीज मैंने सही से एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाया. ओके, थैंक यू. आई थिंक रजत इज योर नेम, राइट? So thank you, Rajat.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Gauri. Everybody else is like, please give their answers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I think one more. Everybody's given their answers, I think. Fine. So everybody who's given C, C is correct. Disillusion. The word we're trying to replace here is disillusion, which does cover disappointed here. The other answers were E, right? Gautam and Kabir also gave E. So one reason why I would feel that just a second, disillusion, the idea about disillusion doesn't give the principle of disturbed here. Why do you think E would work? Yes, Gauri, true. C is the correct answer. Everybody who gave E, like Gautam or Kabir, would you like to tell me why you chose E? या कोई भी वर्ड लिख दो, क्यों चूज किया तुमने? नहीं, अच्छा, मैं एक्सप्लेन कर पाया क्यों तुम्हें? अच्छा, हाँ, खुद से परेशानी थी, सही बात है. पर तुझे नहीं लगता खुद से परेशानी होगी तो डिसअपॉइंटमेंट भी कवर करता है वो? खुद से परेशानी थोड़ा डिसअपॉइंटमेंट कवर नहीं करेगा? डिस्टर्ब्ड का मतलब होता है ना थोड़ा सा इस तरह का पर्सनालिटी जो कि तुम्हें मेंटल इलनेस इफेक्ट करे. डिसअपॉइंटमेंट आल्सो अफेक्ट्स मेंटल इलनेस. हाउएवर, हाँ गौरी, ट्रू. डिस्टर्ब नहीं थी, डिसअपॉइंटेड थी कि उसको रेडियम जिसने खुद ढूंढा उससे उनकी मौत हुई. वो डिसअपॉइंटेड थी लेकिन डिस्टर्ब नहीं थी, मेंटली इल नहीं थी, इस तरह उनका कोई सिचुएशन नहीं हुआ कि अरे यार ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है कि मैंने ही डिस्कवर किया, मैं ही उससे मर रही हूँ, माय हस्बैंड आल्सो डाइड, शी वाज वेरी डिसअपॉइंटेड कि she discovered it, but she was fine with it. Okay, this happens, fine. And she was also given the Nobel Prize for this, so I understand disturbed would not be the proper answer. Anyways यार 30th तक मैं नहीं कर पाया, 27 तक ही हुआ है. तुम लोग चाहते हो एक और पैसेज करना या should we end this and you guys would want to give your feedback? मैं ऑलरेडी बहुत पका चुका हूँ ऐसे, आई एम सॉरी. क्या करना है बताओ. अरे नहीं कबीर तू बता, मतलब एंड करें या और करें? नो का मतलब क्या है यार बता ना, एंड या और करना है? 30 तक ले जाए? अच्छा गौतम wants to end it, Vaibhav also wants to end it, Gauri and Gautam, अच्छा ठीक है fine, ठीक है, as far as I can see everybody wants to end. Do you guys have any feedback for me अगले क्लासेस के लिए जो याद रखें? मुझे पता है बहुत अच्छा क्लास तो नहीं है, ये मेरा पहला था, आई एम सॉरी जो भी गलतियां की, हम मेक श्योर कि यस आयुष, पर जो भी मुझे दिख रहा है यहाँ पे सब एंड करना चाहते हैं ना, या कोई चाहता है कि कंटिन्यू किया जाए? ओके वैभव, थैंक यू गौरी. इज देयर एनीथिंग आई शुड रिमेंबर, क्योंकि मैं सैटरडे को भी शायद लूंगा या फिर अगले हफ्ते तो लूंगा ही, पर ये मेरा पहला क्लास था, आई एम सॉरी अगर हिंदी में सही से नहीं बता पाया. मैं क्या करूंगा अगली बार से पहले से ही पैसेज बहुत अच्छी तरह पढ़ के आऊंगा. ठीक है गौतम, सॉरी. मैं हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों में करूंगा, पैसेज को हिंदी में भी कर दूंगा अगली बार से. मुझे पता नहीं था कि ये भी होना चाहिए. अह, और कुछ अगर फीडबैक हो तो दे दो. मैं 1 मिनट और रुक जाता हूँ या 2 मिनट और एक्चुअली और रुक जाऊंगा. नहीं अनुराग, इट्स ओके इफ गौतम वांट्स इन बोथ लैंग्वेजेस, आई बी वेरी हैप्पी टू डू दैट. इन फैक्ट दैट इज द आइडिया ऑफ मी बीइंग है. तो 2 मिनट और रुकता हूँ, अदरवाइज तुम लोग लीव करना शुरू कर सकते हो. अगर किसी को कुछ पर्सनली बोलना है तो वो भी बोल सकता है मुझे आफ्टर एवरीबडी गोज, तो मैं वेट करूंगा अभी यहाँ पर. जिनका हो गया, जिनको कुछ फीडबैक नहीं है, अब तुम जा सकते हो. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर बीइंग हियर एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर गिविंग मी टाइम. थैंक यू एंड आई होप आई डिडंट वेस्ट योर टाइम. आई विल मेक श्योर कि और प्रोडक्टिव हो अगली बार से. वैभव नहीं, हिंदी नेशनल लैंग्वेज नहीं, हिंदी और इंग्लिश ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेजेस है. तो क्लैट दे रहा तेरे को पता होना चाहिए, अपना नेशनल लैंग्वेज नहीं है, पर हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज है, इसीलिए दोनों में होना चाहिए और मैं करूंगा. हाँ गौतम पक्का हिंदी में होगा, पैसेज भी हिंदी में करूंगा और जो भी एक्सप्लेनेशन है वो भी हिंदी में करेंगे. और कुछ है तो बोलो, मैं अगली बार से याद रखूंगा. मुझे पता नहीं था यार, आई एम सो सॉरी. आयुष क्या जानना चाहोगे बताओ? थैंक यू कबीर, थैंक यू सो मच. आयुष मैं बताया था स्टार्टिंग में, मेरा नाम श्री है और मैं एनयूजीएस में सेकंड ईयर स्टूडेंट हूँ. अभी सेकंड ईयर खत्म किया है, अगर मैं फेल नहीं हुआ तो थर्ड ईयर में भी जाने को मिलेगा. बड़ा एक्साइटेड हूँ यार. और कुछ है तो बताओ वरना यू गाइस कैन लीव. मैं रुकता हूँ 7:35 तक. और एनयूजीएस आयुष, वेस्ट बंगाल नेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ ज्योग्राफिकल साइंसेस, नेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी कैलकाटा, उसमें यू गाइस आर गिविंग क्लैट फॉर इट, तो वो भी एक कॉलेज है उसके अंदर. आई एम श्योर तुम लोग तो बैंगलोर ही जाओगे यार, जिस तरह तुम कर रहे हो, जिस तरह के ऑलमोस्ट सारे आंसर्स सही थे, तुम लोग पक्का बैंगलोर जाने वाले हो. तो यू कैन बी वेरी प्राउड एंड हैप्पी अबाउट इट एंड वील कीप वर्किंग एंड वील मेक श्योर कि तुम एटलीस्ट हैदराबाद तुम निकाल ही लो. एनयूजीएस आने की कोई जरूरत नहीं यार, सो कॉलेज है. अरे वाह अनुराग, वेरी नाइस. Yes, yeah, also yes. Yeah, all mentors are from WB, Ayush. Yes, Kabir. Can you guys please ensure कि mics तुम्हारे काम करें, क्योंकि यार थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है ऐसे कमेंट बॉक्स में काम करना और ऐसे ब्लॉग्स को देखना. तुम मतलब if you guys see it from my perspective थोड़ा सा मुश्किल है ना ऐसे इंटरेक्ट करना. पर ठीक है, थैंक यू कबीर, थैंक यू एवरीबडी एल्स. आई लीव इन 2 minutes. कुछ ऐसा है तुम लोग छोड़ना सकते हो. मैं अपना नंबर भी दे देता हूँ इनफैक्ट. एक्चुअली मेरा नंबर है ही ग्रुप पे, सो वहीं से ले लेना, श्री के नाम पे ही है. इफ यू वांट यू कैन टॉक टू वन ऑफ योर मेंटर्स, वो मुझे तुम्हें मेरा नंबर दे देगा. किसी को टेक्स्ट करने की जरूरत हो मुझे तो वो भी दे सकते हो. मैं पूछ लेता हूँ वी आर अलाउड टू गिव अ नंबर्स और नॉट, और वो भी तुम लोग ले लेना. और कुछ है अगर पर्सनली तो मुझे उसमें बोल देना. हिंदी में पक्का करूंगा, मुझे पता नहीं था, आई एम सो सॉरी. बाकी तो ठीक है, आई थिंक आई लीव नाउ. थैंक यू रवि, थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू गौतम, थैंक यू एवरीवन,
Thank you
थैंक
so
यू
much.
एवरीवन. See you guys, take care and please stay safe.